Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. A new Doctor Strange book debuts in March from Marvel Comics. This will be written by Jed McKay with artwork by Pascal Ferry. Now, Jed McKay's been doing Doctor Strange work for the last year now, right? He did the Death of Doctor Strange, the latest Strange series with Clea in the role of the Sorcerer Supreme. Well, Doctor Strange is back from the dead, and I mean Stephen Strange. Dr. Stephen Strange is back. Jed McKay is still at the helm of this, and it launches in March. I think Jed McKay is doing some of the best work at Marvel right now. His work on the Black Cat series, his work on Moon Knight, it's been really solid. I just wasn't quite into the Strange book. However, I am excited to kind of be able to jump back in and see what he's got in store, especially with Ferry on the artwork. I'm a big fan of Pascal Ferry, and I have been since that 90s Heroes for Hire book that he did with John Ostrander. I love that book. Still have every single issue of it, including the crossover with like Quicksilver and all that other shit at the end. Anyway, I really like his artwork. I'm excited to see him on Doctor Strange. I think that's going to fit his style incredibly well. Then we got Venom Lethal Protector 2. That debuts in March from Marvel by David Michelinie and Farid Karami. Now, this is a sequel to the last Lethal Protector series, which was kind of like a successor to the original Lethal Protector series from the 90s. So basically, it's David Michelinie coming back to that character set in that era during that age, in the Age of Wonder. Anyway, I thought that the most recent Lethal Protector was decent, but to call this Lethal Protector 2 seems silly. Maybe they should have called that Lethal Protector 2, because the original Lethal Protector was in the 90s. And then they called another one last year, Lethal Protector. And now they're doing Lethal Protector 2, the sequel to that. The only more confusing naming sequence is the Rambo films. Or maybe Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious. Anyway, I'm excited to check it out. The last one was okay. We'll see what they do with this one. But it is nice to kind of go back to that more innocent era of 90s extreme Venom Marvel comics. And you know I love that kind of stuff. The Ambassadors is a new one from Mark Millar and Image and Netflix in March. It's going to have artwork, a different artist on each issue. Frank Quitely, Travis Sherry, Oliver Coipel, Matteo Scalera, Carl Kerschel, Matteo Bufagnani. I said that wrong. And each issue is done by one of these artists, Mark Millar. The basic premise is a Korean scientist develops an ability, a technology to give people superpowers, but she's only going to give it to 6 individuals. Knowing that this is 6 issues with 6 different artists, I'm assuming that each issue is a different hero or a different person's story, and maybe something to set up for the future. I think it's cool because, first of all, Mark Millar, that's awesome, but that's a really great, talented lineup of artists, and I am super excited to see Frank Quitely back on a book. I will eat that up. Like, literally, I'll buy 2 copies so I can put one aside, and the other one I can literally just eat. Stoneheart is a new one in March from Image Comics by Emma Kubert. Emma Kubert's, like, on the rise right now. She's got that new Frank Miller's Pandora book. She's on another book that I can't remember what it is. And so now we got a third one. This is written and illustrated by Emma Kubert. Stoneheart is about... It's like a fantasy thing or something. It's about this young lady who's cast out of her magical guild. She winds up out in the world, not remembering much of her past. She awakens some kind of dark, ancient power within her. She uncovers what that means through uncovering her past. So it sounds like stuff we've seen before. A different, interesting take on the hero's journey is what it promises. Emma Kubert's a really cool artist, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this. Lots of crazy news about DC movies right now. Could be the end of the DC Extended Universe. That's what reports are saying, that James Gunn is just cleaning house. We were curious, how are we going to continue what's going on and being set up? It seems like factions of DC want to restore the Snyderverse. Seems like other factions of DC, namely James Gunn and Peter Safran, want to do a clean slate, start over, do something new. They're canceling the Wonder Woman movie, the third Wonder Woman movie. Maybe. It just says the rumors, and these are all rumors. The rumors say in its current incarnation, Wonder Woman 3 is done. Also rumors that Aquaman, this upcoming Aquaman movie will be Jason Momoa's last, and then he's going to then go into playing Lobo, which he'd play a mean Lobo. Also that there was an idea to spin out from the new Flash movie coming up, a Batman Beyond movie starring Michael Keaton. Apparently that's been canned. These are all rumors. These are all things coming up. DC's been directionless. And no matter how many of these projects we are attached to, I love Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I don't know if Aquaman could be the star that Aquaman is cinematically right now without Jason Momoa. That's DC's biggest movie of all time is Aquaman. It's a crazy world we live in. The Batman Beyond thing, I know that's going to upset some people. I don't think anybody's really crying tears over Wonder Woman 3 as much as people loved Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman 84 really sucked. So, can we go back and can we just remove that movie from existence? I renounce my wish. No Wonder Woman 84. Anyway, lots of crazy rumors swirling around, nothing official, and sources are saying that this is all kind of leaked, and maybe leaked by people inside the camp that want to restore the Snyderverse vision. I don't know what's going on at DC right now, but I just hope, and I think maybe a clean slate, as much as I want to see Henry Cavill back, as much as and not saying that you can't use those actors, but make a clean break, do something different. But man, what are you going to do with Aquaman without Jason Momoa? Could Jason Momoa play both? I think he could. I bet he could. Would we? Anyway, Mike Flanagan is going to do a Dark Tower series, or at least he's acquired the rights to do a Dark Tower series. No network or anything attached to it yet, though he does have a deal with Amazon. This is not included in that deal with Amazon, but it doesn't mean that Amazon wouldn't pick this up. The Dark Tower by Stephen King. I love that series of novels. I recently finished it this year after reading it for the last few. I loved it. I thought it was really good, and I want to see a representation of this visually on screen. And I think a TV show is the way to do it. Mike Flanagan was the director of Dr. Sleep. He did those haunting TV series like The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor. I saw the first one, hadn't watched the second one. He's a popular creator in the horror genre, right? So it could be a good direction. I think I'm excited to hear developing news of this. As much as I like that Dark Tower series, as much as I want to see it done on screen, I want to see it done right. And Mike Flanagan seems to have a lot of appreciation for King's work, at least what I can see in Dr. Sleep, and he's pretty good at adapting things. So anyway, I'm rather excited for that. So that's what we got for you this week. What's coming up here tonight on Dylan's Horror Show? We're talking about You're Next. This is like a 2013 movie. It was Barbara Crampton's return to horror cinema. I just watched it for the first time. It was recommended by Two Gun Pedro. Two Gun Pedro sent me the Blu-ray station. Spoilers, I loved it. I cannot wait to talk about that tonight on Dylan's Horror Show, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Rockin Robbie Live, 7 p.m. Central Time on Sunday night. We're introducing the new segment, Batman, where we're going to be talking about Batman the Animated Series, episode by episode, and I'm going not the order they're on HBO Max, but the order that they're on in my DVD, which is the story order, if that makes sense. We're starting with On Leather Wings, or whatever that one's called. The first episode, On Leather Wings. We'll be talking about that Sunday, in the midst of so much other stuff, including talking about Jim Valentino's Shadowhawk. And then Monday night, PCP Movie Night, 8 p.m. Central Time. It's the final PCP Movie Night of the year. We're talking about one of my favorite Christmas movies, Batman Returns. Very excited for that conversation, so join us for all of those great live shows coming up here at PCP and over at Dylan's Horror Show tonight when we talk about You're Next. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and comment below anything you got to say about any of the news that we covered or anything that we missed or didn't touch on. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on living, keep on dreaming, keep on loving. Station. Pop, pop, boom!